What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today is extra special because I am getting the chance to do mini twists again, okay? If you guys have already seen the previous videos, y'all know I'm working my way up to actually doing true mini twists, okay? But do you see the vibes, okay? It's giving very much naturalista, not new to this, true to this. Let's get into it. Now, first things first, I always have to start off with freshly washed hair. I mean, please don't ever start a style on any type of dirty hair, okay? You definitely want to make sure that you have clarified, pre-pooed, all the things. Go ahead and get your hair ready and prepped. Of course, all the details will be linked down in the description box. Now, I decided to go in with a little bit of color this time, which is going to be a lot different than what I have ever done really with braids. I'm not usually a fan of color. However, Beauty Forever sent me over some blonde hair as well. It's like a honey blonde, closer to my skin tone. So I'm going to actually use that. What I'm doing now is actually just showing you how I have pre-sectioned out some of the hair and about the width of each strand that I'm going to be pulling. Now, the way that I pre-sectioned this, I absolutely kind of created my own little crochets. So I used that method, looped it around my finger, twisted about 3 times, and literally clipped it with a hair clip, literally just so that I can grab and go really quick. I put aside about roughly 6 to 8 pieces of blonde hair just to feed in closer to the back because I wanted those little pops of color. As you guys can see, my hair is more on that, y'all, I dyed it jet black, but somehow it's giving ashy black, girl. Okay, to know me is to know that's just what my hair does. And so of course I wanted to make sure that I didn't overkill with the blonde because I didn't know what that transition was going to look like. Also, keep in mind, I did a big chop, so my ends are very blunt, girl, very blunt, okay? And shout out to the 1, 2, or 3 of you guys that were like, Chrissy, you might not want to do that big chop because as soon as you do it, those blunt ends are going to be very hard to blend in your braids, and y'all did not lie. That actually gave me encouragement to do my twist smaller. So the first time I did this, they were probably about medium size. The second time, they were about medium, trying to get smaller. And then the third time that I did it, I think I had like a little crisscross. I may have said this out of order. Either way, they were nowhere near as small as I'm doing them now. The biggest difference is going to be the rows. The first time that you guys see me do this hairstyle, I had actually pre-parted everything because of course, in my mind, I'm like, that's totally going to speed everything up. Well, it ended up costing me a little bit of time, if I'm being honest. Like, yes, I was able to just quickly move through, but because I am particularly good at parting, okay, little pat on the back, I mean, I kind of know where we're going with this. So I just wanted to jump straight into it. Now, this is the first time that I'm ever using this braiding gel. It's actually from the Brat, and of course, I'll link it down below too. It's like a collaboration with Kaleidoscopes, which I think the Brat's wife owns Kaleidoscope. So, okay, cheers to y'all, baby, power movement. But no, you guys, the braiding gel was perfect. It had like a conditioning element to it. It was super soft. It held my hair down, wasn't like overly wet. And I would definitely compare it to the Camille Rose one that I had briefly been using. Can't find that baby in stores anywhere. So I always end up having to order it. So this is a great alternative. Now, because I like to talk doing the voiceovers, sometimes what I'm saying is not always matching what you're seeing on screen. Feel free to play your own music on the side, okay? Mute me if you have to and watch this back as many times as you need to. You could even download the video, slow it down so you can kind of see what's going on if you need to. The playback speed, there's so many different ways to kind of get it done. Now, the trouble that I had was in some spots, my hair just simply did not blend. But I knew that I was going to be dipping my hair in water at the end. And my hair essentially is natural, so I don't have any like really straight pieces. So I knew that it would curl up anyway, even if it decided to kind of poke out of that twist. But so far so good. I used a little bit of the the braiding gel to kind of smooth down any of those areas that were trying to stick up, but I did not overload. I did not want this to be overly weighed down with product. So as opposed to some of the other videos you guys saw me do, I used like the braiding gel and then I went in with the cream. I decided not to do this. I wanted to see how the hair was actually going to act on its own. I received a ton of hair, y'all. Like, again, all of the details will be in the description box. I'll even pin it in the comments just because I know sometimes you guys miss it. But yeah, you don't have to get as much hair as I did. The reason that I got so much is because I know that as I gradually get to the top of my head, for some reason, I just start adding more hair. And I'm saying for some reason, I think that the true thought process when I'm doing this is as I'm starting to go through each section, if I feel like it's just a little bit too bony, like the back, they were okay, but that size would have actually been perfect even if I did maybe an extra braid on each row, meaning it would have been even smaller. That's because I like my twists to be really, really full. I don't like for them to be super thin and see-through. I don't want to be able to easily see my parts. So you really want to think about how you want your hairstyle to lay. Of course, I am the inspiration, okay? I definitely want you guys to kind of take what I'm showing you, but make it your own. Everybody has a different head shape, more or less hair, more edges, less edges. So to count the twist would kind of be pointless in this situation, but you definitely want to make sure that the parting is about the same. So if you want to do this size, I would say. So I decided to do about 6 rows starting from the middle part. And I always just like to have that middle part preset whenever I'm doing braids. That way I don't have to worry about it at the end, because there is nothing worse than having a crooked part at the very end, especially if you know that you are not somebody that wears their hair in free parts. I'm more of a middle part girl, and then I kind of style from there when it comes to my braids. So yes, this was super quick and easy, and by quick I mean quicker than the last time I did this, okay? It took me roughly about 5 hours to get this done, which honestly was not that bad. I seem to have worked through this really quickly. There was a time that I actually did this hairstyle and I used a crochet method where I went in and literally just started to pre-plait my hair at the base, and then I crocheted the hair in. That also took up a little bit more time too. So there's different methods. The next way that I'll do this will actually be just twist, strictly twist. And when I do it that way, I will not have any braids at the base at all. So stay tuned. This mini twist series is actually kind of fun, and I'm happy that I have found this. And especially because the hair is human hair, it can be washed, shampoo. Well, washed is the shampoo, okay, girl? So the hair can be washed, conditioned. You obviously want to make sure that you let it air dry. If you wanted to hit it with the blow dryer, I guess you could, but me personally, I just wouldn't. I will allow it to air dry. And I'm going to show you a really, really cool technique at the end on how I dip my braids, still get the full effect without burning my hair. So we'll get into that in just a bit. For now, all that I really wanted to focus on was making sure that each individual braid or twist was going to be roughly about the same size. You guys will also notice that I went in with a clip at the very base of my hair, because I'm noticing around my hairline, of course, it's just more sensitive. I remember the days where I would be able to just do any style, and it just seemed like my hair was so resilient. Now that I'm 31, oh my God, say that 3 times. Y'all have been knowing me since I was 19. Oh my goodness, cannot. Girl, my channel is like 11, okay? But anyway, yes, it's just so crazy how time has like passed, and I've really gotten to see my hair change and really understand the way that it kind of wants to operate, if I'm being honest. Once I got closer to like the top of my head, this is where I was like, oh yes, girl, I am loving the style, the size of them. As long as I was able to just gather all the hair into a ponytail, that has been like my biggest struggle when it comes to sizing and just like the way that I previously had done these. So yes, this was perfect. Ideally, I would do it like this each and every single time. I even made sure that as I was going through each twist, I actually measured out the bottom of the hair. So instead of just letting it free fall any type of way, I went ahead and kind of like pulled it all to the bottom of my back or the middle of my back, wherever it laid naturally. And then I literally just trimmed it up. So I wanted everything to be about the same length. And so in the front, you'll see me like pulling the hair out further and just stretching it towards the ends. That really allowed for me to get extra length on the hair too. And some spots I even decided to go in and literally feed in twists. So because this is more of a like show and tell, this is what I'm doing with my hair inspiration type of video, let me know if you guys need a more detailed breakdown of like, Chrissy, show me up close how you did X, Y, and Z. Let me know if that's something you guys want to see. I had one person actually say that, like, Chrissy, this was not helpful. I really want to see how you installed it. But the purpose of this is more for inspo as opposed to step-by-step tutorial. If you need me to get back to those type of videos, or even just for a quick reel, girl, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help you, okay? Save you some money, time, and energy. You already know the vibes. And now this is the fun part. This is where we're going to go in and actually dip our braids. But I'm just quickly showing you how everything is the same length. That only happened because as I did the braids, I literally trim all those little straggly pieces. Now, as for dipping, I absolutely just waited for my sink, honestly, the faucet water, to get as hot as it can possibly get. My faucet water gets pretty hot, so usually it'll start to get steamy, but not so hot that I can't touch it. So I know some of y'all are like, Chrissy, did you just, what, girl, boiling water? No. The water is literally no hotter than like a shower, which if you're in my shower, girl, it is kind of steamy now. I'm not gonna lie. I like for it to be a little spicy. But instantly, look at just the satisfaction on my face, okay? Girl, the curls just like popped out. Even the blonde hair just felt extremely soft. I was kind of nervous about it. If you guys remember back when I dyed my hair honey blonde, if you were here for Forever Chrissy Honey Blonde days, okay, the high puff tutorial, then you guys would know what I'm talking about. This was the exact color, texture that my hair was. Literally, it ended up being fried dye laid to the side. But you guys can just see the movement before and after deciding to dip the twist. It really makes a difference. So you don't want to just say, all right, I got them in, I'm done. No, girl, go ahead and just dip them in. Even if you have to go in the shower and you don't have like a big bucket, or you don't want to use like a big bowl or anything like that, girl, sometimes I even will just stick the twist underneath the sink water, like the faucet water, literally. Or in the shower, I'll just kind of let it run and then towel dry it. But that's why I'm able to just pull it all the way up to probably where my hair is. Also, that really helps to kind of still some of those ends. You do also want to be mindful though, because if your hair is more on the frizzy, kinky, curly side like mine is, removing some of that product is inevitable when you go to dip or you dampen the braids. So over time, it can actually cause frizziness. To avoid that, you would just simply dip a little bit lower. You know, you'll still kind of get the vibe. You see the movement, you see the texture. Those blonde pieces, they just gave the perfect touch. And in some areas, I use all blonde. And then in other areas, I decided to do like a mix where, you know, I started off with the black hair and then I fed in a little bit of the blonde, like vibes, okay? And do you see how thick and full it is? The sizing is perfect. I did have a few little areas where it was like, okay, girl, that's more diagonal than it is anything else. But girl, who was gonna notice? Okay, who was gonna check me? As long as the perimeter boxes were about the same, as long as that middle part was on point, girl, that's really all we had to worry about. And you guys can even see here, like as I pull the ponytail out, that this section of hair is a bit longer. It's literally because I was matching up each individual braid to the longest piece. Literally, that's all that I was doing. So instead of just having it create this like layered effect, no, babe, we fed in a little bit of extra hair until we got the length that we needed in the front to match the length in the back. That way, when I got done, everything essentially was about one length, making it look fuller, thicker, healthier, and also like it could have been my hair, okay? So just imagine when I elevate and graduate to actually doing mini twists, starting with twists at the root, okay? Girl, now when I do that, the size is gonna have to be a lot smaller just because I don't want any of my hair sticking out, you know, all the things. So QVR hair, cheers to y'all. Okay, kudos goes out big time, because instead of giving us synthetic hair, you guys have really given us human hair. And I know some of you may be a little apprehensive about the price point, but you really want to think about the fact that you could totally reuse these. I mean, 100%. If I was going to be in the position to reuse these, I would absolutely do a full wash, condition, allow them to air dry. I mean, literally, as you take them out, obviously the ones that you have fed hair into, you may want to have like a replacement pack for when you reinstall it. But for the most part, majority of these twists were actually just installed in one way. So one full strand, I would take it out, wash all of the hair together, let it air dry, because it's human hair. You can literally reuse it. I mean, girl, I'm seeing people reuse synthetic hair, and I'm actually going to show you how to do that on some crochet hair that I am actually working on. So you guys will see that in just a bit, okay? Summer is coming, spring is coming, and the protective styles are loading. So if you can't hear the excitement in my voice, girl, okay, to know me is to know a protective style. Baby, I want to be a protective style. Okay, and now that we're on this healthy hair journey, it's just giving me a reason to do it so that I'm not having to put so much heat on my hair and really like just damaging our progress. But look at how full it is. And even if I go to kind of separate any of the sections of the hair, everything looks to be about the same size. And I didn't feel overwhelmed when I got done. I was just really, really happy. I actually was getting ready to go run. So if y'all didn't know, I actually ran the Publix 5K race. Whoop, whoop, my very first 5K. And this hairstyle was perfect for that. So if you are looking to work out, I know the summer bodies are loading. You definitely want to get you a style that is carefree, not too heavy. Obviously, it's not too much tension because I went straight in for the ponytail. That's probably what's going on with the edges. Okay, baby, settle down. Anyway, y'all know, to know me is to know. I always have to keep out just a little bit of edges. I can't really call them baby hair at this point, but y'all know, just a little bit of something. I don't want to pull my edges out. So leave out what you need to just to make sure you have something left over at the end. And y'all tell me what you think. And y'all know I have to give full glam. Okay, who else would I be than to show you how I'm actually wearing the style in real time? I was actually headed to a creator event. This is actually super special because I was going to see one of my favorite artists. If you guys have not already seen his album, honestly, just meet me on Instagram, okay? We'll talk about it there. But yes, everything 10 out of 10. I love a good little half up, half down. And then I don't know, usually I pull the hair all out of my face, but this time I gave a little bang action, a little va-va-voom. It was given, girl, I'm in love. I just like, what? This is me? This is Chrissy at 31. I am proud of me. Baby, you have made it, okay? If I could say that to my younger self back then, I wish I knew what I know now, okay? You are that, okay? Anyway, I love y'all so much. Stay pretty, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye, babies.